Hi guys, and welcome to Daniel Does a DFW Theater, where we talk about everything theater. I feel like we've done so many of these. Should we end them now? Probably should. This should probably be the last one. No, kidding. So excited to have an amazing guest with us today. Like I said, we've been adding more creatives onto the show to showcase them as well and spotlight them as much as possible. So today we have a wonderful creative in our area and a very close friend of mine, the wonderful Kae. Hey, thanks for coming to the show. Give us your full name, please.
My name is Kae Styron.
And your pronouns?
They, them, he, not she. No, she's.
Bitch. Yeah. Iconic. All of the above. Wonderful. Yeah, thanks for joining us. I know that I haven't talked to you in how long? Goodness.
Like 2 weeks. I saw you like 2 weeks ago.
Was I blacked out at the time?
No!
Was it at Boat?
Yes. I saw you at
remember.
Boat. Shout out Boat.
Yeah, shout out to Boat. Except that I never remember when I go to Boat. Was it? It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Yes. I literally did see you 2 weeks ago. No, but I will randomly see you at a Boat every once in a while. But we are both beyond recognition.
Yeah. You look so good.
So good. So I have known Kae, you just did the math. I didn't realize it had been this long. 10 years.
I know.
Isn't that wild?
I know, I can't believe I've known you since elementary school.
Since I was in elementary school.
No.
I am younger than Kae.
It's not true.
It's kind of true. It's not true. So we met through a mutual friend of ours, the wonderful, the beautiful Ashley Blaine. The love of my life, the mother of my children.
Icon. You have kids?
Yeah, with her.
Oh my god, congrats.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm straight. So we met, I couldn't even tell you like what it was or what event it was or where we met. I just remember at one point, all of a sudden, like the four of us, because it was you, me, Ashley Blaine, and Skylar. Mm-hmm. The four of us were hanging out and just like having girls' night, like the sleepover at Ashley's house. Do you remember that? Where we sat up and we cried. We watched her performance of Ghost. Do you remember that? I remember bawling my eyes out. So she has a video. Was it at Granbury Opera House? Where did she do it?
Yeah, it was in Granbury.
Yeah, she has that old video of her doing the lead role in Ghost, and I just remember crying. I was drunk, so drunk. Don't drink, kids. So drunk in my PJs. Like, and she's like, do y'all want to? Because she was also white girl wasted. She's like, do y'all want to watch me do Ghost? And me, yes. And I just remember us all in her bed and just bawling our eyes out. She's like, I picked up your shirts this morning. And I don't know why.
My favorite part of that though was the direction there. I felt like personally, and she did a great job. She was fantastic. Yeah. But the laundry basket with the shirts, I feel like I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. Mr. Blah 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 said to say hello. I feel like he owns the cleaners, so picking up your shirt out of the laundry basket, I don't think was the intention of the lyric.
But they took it so literal.
Yes. And like I think Ashley brought that up to the director too. And he was like, no, I want you to do this. And like God rest his soul, but like I think he may have been wrong there.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, I remember those moments, and then my favorite, and I will bring this up because it's my favorite Kae moment. We went to brunch at
this is so embarrassing.
It's my favorite thing. We went to brunch at, I don't even remember what that place was called. It's like in West 7th, downtown Fort Worth. And
this is old Kae.
We had probably had like 7 to 8 carafes. of mimosas. It was plenty. We should have stopped at like 2. And we were just passing them around, filling them up. Like, Ashley's mom was there. Nancy was drinking with us. Love me some Nancy. And next thing I know, we're at Skylar's house, and you're like, I just need a nap. And you pass out, like, cold. And, like, the night goes on, we leave, and you text me the next day, and you're like, what happened? Like...
Well, because, A, y'all left me at someone's house. And I knew it was Skylar's house, but still, like, I had never been there before. I was like, y'all just fucking left me there.
It's like 7 p.m. when we left.
That actually led me to find out, it helped me find out that I actually have a histamine intolerance, which is 90%, or not 90%, but it's like the histamine in champagne is higher. So I was like, I poisoned myself that day. Because I didn't drink that much.
I mean, we did drink a lot.
But there were like 14 people there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. But no, I have an allergy. So, like, I can do alcohol, but I can't, like, do it.
Wow, you heard it here.
Yeah. Histamine intolerance.
Goodness.
Which means you could get alcohol poisoning at brunch.
That is so horrible that we were just, like, throwing it back. I remember that, like... You had those sunglasses that, like, we lost at some point. Like, that was a wild brunch. But I feel like most of our brunches were wild at that point.
Oh, God.
And again, that was 10 years ago.
Well, that was more like...
8 years ago.
That was more recent than anything.
Oh, my gosh.
But,
that was still wild.
Yeah.
Okay, but like I said, I don't know your theater side, which is wild to me. Because you have done so much in the DFW theater area, and to know now that you have this role and position and have done things, it's so crazy to think what a small world we live in.
Yeah.
So you are not originally from this area.
Well, I'm from Cleburne, so like 2.5 hours southwest of here. So I call it the armpit of Texas, but like I love Cleburne, but there's.
It's Cleburne.
It's Cleburne.
But you moved to the area like 21. How old were you?
I moved here when I was 23, but I started working here when I was about 20. So getting into theater. I got into theater in Cleburne, and at Plaza Theater Company back when they were on Main Street. They were just in that tiny little theater. I went to the camps. I was like 13 years old. Just like found my place in that space, and I love Plaza. Carnegie, then went out to Granbury. That's where I was when I met you.
Yes.
So then Granbury, I went to New York randomly when I was 19, and then came back because that's hard.
Yeah.
Because I moved with $600 in my pocket and was like, all right, let's go.
I had no idea that you did that.
Got robbed. Not like physically, but he took my money. And I paid this guy a down payment on rent, and he took it and never gave me keys.
Oh my god. So you got the whole New York experience.
Yeah.
What did you
Almost
do?
got
Did
kidnapped.
you
I just walked around all the time. The guy I was staying with at the time worked at Sleep No More. So I didn't have a key to the sublet, so I would just walk around New York all day and night because he didn't get out of there until like 4:30. So like I got into some shit stuff. Can I curse here?
Yeah,
okay. But I got into some shit. I like hitched a ride with my friends Sesame Ford and Polly Cock because they were visiting New York at the time, and I was there. Found out they were there, and I was like, oh my god. We had to get back to their friend's place in Harlem, and then we had to go through like Central Park to get there. And I was like, guys, this is not a good idea. We don't know where we were so lost. And I like flagged down an NYPD car And we got a ride with the cops. But, like, ACAB, but, like, you know, at the time, there were no taxis around, no anything. And then the cop kissed me on the cheek when they dropped me off, which I didn't like that very much. I was like, thank you so much. That was a good cop thing for you to do. Why'd you have to do that, dude? Because they were so nice. And then he was like, all right, sweetie. See you later. I was like, oh, this got weird. So, yeah, don't do that.
What experience? What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? That is, I, like, and I knew you after that. I had none of that. Like, I knew none of that at all. That is wild. I had no idea that you had even moved out there for a little bit and tried. Do you think you would ever go back?
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, if work called.
Yeah.
I would. I don't think there's, like, I'm a little country mouse in my heart. And I'm always going to be that.
Yeah.
So I just remember coming back from New York and just really seeing a Texas sunset for the first time. Like, not for the first time, but...
Back, yeah.
I went, other people don't have this.
Yeah.
They're, like, in the city, you just never see the sky. And I'm like, I don't know if I could be permanently in the city like that. But maybe adjacent, because I do love it. I love how crazy it is. I love there's always something.
What was your reason for wanting to move out there? Was it for acting or work, or was it just to get away?
I think deep down it was really just to get away. Because, like, you know, I've been performing and acting since I was 12. And then, you know, 19, I was like, I can go and get a job out there. Not necessarily an acting job, but I can move to New York. People do it all the time. My grandmother did it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that was kind of what I was going for, the NYC, star to be kind of thing, you know? But that's not, I think that's kind of not me. You know, I think I move at the beat of my own drum too much to march in the line of a sidewalk of a city. I don't know what that means, but...
No, it makes sense. No, I think so. So with that, with your singing that you've already shown us already, we're going to take our first break and scoot over to the piano so you can show us maybe what you moved to New York with and auditioned with. If you did, we'll see. I
auditioned 0 times.
Well, they should have taken this song.
I couldn't get a job. I had no skills. I have skills now, but...
Stop.
Back then, I didn't do any tech stuff.
Really?
No, I didn't. I was like, don't give me a drill.
Goodness. Okay, we're going to go take a break and get over to the piano, and we'll be right back.
And I'm gone, and I'm done. No more running, no more lying, no more fat old men denying me my way. Just the moon, so big and yellow, it turns night right into day. Dreams come true, yeah they do. In Santa Fe. Where does it say you gotta live and die here? Where does it say a guy can't catch a break? Why should you only take what you're given? Why should you spend your whole life living trapped like there ain't no future? Even at 17, breaking your back for someone else's sake. If the life don't seem to suit ya, how about a change of scene? Far from the lousy headlines and the bread lines in between. Santa Fe, my old friend. I can't spend my whole life dreaming, though I know that's all I seem inclined to do. I ain't getting any younger, and it's fun to start brand there. Just be real. That's all I'm asking. Not some pain in my head. 'Cause I'm dead if I can't count on you today. I got nothing if I ain't got Santa Fe.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm used to you screamo emoing karaoke songs.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's what we typically will do.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's a boy band.
Daniel.
That's
You're
me.
doing well.
No,
Yeah, screamo emo was like me in like 6th grade.
so last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we used to go to what was that one place over there by where Ashley lived? Oh my gosh.
I have no idea.
What is it called?
Which one?
That karaoke place. That was like in front of that shopping center. It's like a tiny, horrible spot. I can't remember. I'll remember it
You
later.
know what, Daniel? You got me there. You got me there.
The
boo.
one time.
You got me that one time. You have
That
one,
one
that was your
time.
one go.
The one go. Drink up. Actually, don't, because I don't want to alcohol poison you again.
You bitch.
Don't want to kill you with your histamine. Okay, so amazing job. Love Santa Fe. Would you ever want to play Jack Kelly?
Absolutely.
Have you ever?
No.
Have you been in a Newsies?
No, I got stuck on stage one time in a kids' production of Newsies because the gate got stuck on stage. And we had these big doors, like in the theater, we have these big doors that open. And we had a PVC gate, which was the first problem because it was on wheels and it just did this and it just wasn't. And so we had to open the gate. We have 60 kids going on and off the stage, okay? And me and my good friend Erica were running crew. And I got stuck because the gate had gotten stuck in the door frame and the door would no longer shut. So the gate was preventing me from getting into the open door. It was not happening. And I was standing there in a little newsie cap, because that's what I had on, holding the door while they started doing King of New York. So, I guess I've been in Newsies for 10 seconds.
So you have been in it. See, I knew it. I could just read it on you.
I do give that vibe.
So,
I think.
away from acting, you have done a lot of technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get into that?
Well, I started helping around strike, this, that, and the other, and then I figured out that you could actually get paid to use a drill sometimes, if you were good at it. And like my dad's a tradesman, so I grew up, knowing how to use a drill, but not ever thinking that it would benefit me in theater in any way. I'd be like, what? You want me to do what with the light board? But I found out that building sets was fun, and it also, you could get paid for it if you were good at it. So I decided to get good at it, and then I ended up getting a job just working in the shop at Water Tower. And my first day, I built something so incorrectly that they actually had to talk their higher up out of telling me that I had to go.
Stop.
Well, and like, to be fair, the guy who assigned me this thing to do, he handed it to me and I said, I don't know how to read this, and he said, figure it out. So, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, I was set up to fail on that one because I didn't know what I was doing. But it taught me, like, it's better to, like, say you don't know how to do something so that someone can show you how to do it correctly. Because I learned through doing this pretty much consistently at Water Tower, because I worked my way up. Eventually, they kept me around, obviously, but eventually I worked up to being the assistant technical director. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I was able to miraculously, very, very blessed to be able to retain a job throughout the pandemic, and really figure out kind of from the ground up how to run a company that has do not work notices issued all over the place, and you're not allowed to be within 10 feet of each other. So that kind of, eventually I worked my way up into being the director of production. So I'm over the entire technical side and some of the artistic elements, and I do a lot of making the entire production come together. So I've always said that I want to be like a production designer eventually, so a director of production is one of those things that it's a title that we don't really have in theater, but they have it more in film, but it encompasses what I do better than a technical director, if that makes sense. But as far as set design, I kind of just fell into doing that because I do know how to build. And it's something that's always a learning process. Like learning what is proper design and what is like guerrilla design, and what is, when you have the budget to do, you always have to know how to do things on a budget. And that's been one of the skills that is really, really useful, because I'm able to say, hey, that's a little big for this situation. So maybe we can pare that down and use some reclaimed materials. Maybe we can take some things, borrow some things. So much of theater I've found is borrowing and helping each other out. And I think that's how I've been able to do anything is through the help of other people. And it's so important to just have that team around you, because you can't do anything alone. The pandemic showed me so much that you cannot do things alone. Because I would try so hard to do, I kind of had to during that time if you were hustling during the pandemic, people who were hustling at that point know that you have to hop.
Yeah.
And if you can't see or talk to anyone, it's kind of hard to get, help with things.
Yeah. How great that you were able to keep a job though,
I am
in theater.
I am shocked and blessed. I count my blessings every single day. I know how untrue that was for honestly most people. And there was a time we didn't even know that we were going to be able to open the doors again. There were times where we were like, is this going to shutter? And there was a time where there were 3 people on staff. And my coworkers and my bosses, I really have to praise them for what they did during that time, through all of the heartache and hardships. But it's still standing, and it didn't. There was a time where it didn't look like it was going to be. So I'm really proud of what our company has done.
So you said director of production. Can you kind of walk me through a production, and what your process is a little bit and what you do?
Well, if I'm the scenic designer for the show, I start out by designing the show, talking with the director, doing the entire design process, the sketches,
Is that through a computer system that you do it, or are you
I use SketchUp. Sometimes I sketch a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not real good at it.
But
Yeah, I know what it means, but no one else has to know until I put it in a computer. But I'm getting better at SketchUp. But if it's someone else designing the set, then they do all that.
Yeah.
With this current one, I'm not designing Mary Poppins. The miraculous, amazing Bob LaValle is doing that. And I love working with Bob. Absolutely incredible designer, incredible human, incredible artist. Just love that guy. He has got me all of the CAD files, all the drawings. Then I have a crew in the shop who I give things to. They build it, I build it, we build it. And then we load in to our space at the Addison Theater Center. And I get the light plot, I get the sound plot. I don't do any of the programming. That's usually the designer or the engineers. But we hang the lights. I have to know where everything's going, get everything, all of the lights into their dimmers, get everything on the sound side ready, because we have to redo the sound system every time we do a show. All of it, the entire thing. Like cables, everything. We have to rerun sound 90% of the time. Because it's just, it's not hung. It's not in a certain place because we're in a big black box.
Yeah.
So if your audience, like for Satchmo, we had audience on two different planes. So we couldn't have 3 array speakers pointed at the house. So we had to move speakers all over the So it's a lot more involved than things that are already installed. It's a weird place.
One show I did want to ask you about, because Water Tower partnered with, I believe it was Stage West for The Play That Goes Wrong. Did you help with that?
Yeah.
Because that is so technically, like, it has to be perfect. Were you part of that design as well, or?
I did not design that. Brian
Stevenson?
Yeah. He designed that. We built part of it. They built part of it.
How was the build for that? Was it just?
Our side was fairly easy. We really only got the wall part, and a few other little things. The biggest thing, because they loaded the stuff that they had built at Stage West over at Water Tower, because we were doing the show first in the co-pro, and then we took everything to Stage West. So the loadout was crazy.
Well, and I didn't get to see it, but I heard it's coming back.
It's coming back, yeah.
But was there a second level and everything?
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, because I saw that in London when I went, goodness, 5 years ago now, and just the technicality behind it, and like everything timed, and the magnets, and everything else that has to be a part of that set. I can't even imagine.
I think there was a night where the magnets, I don't remember something happened with the magnets one night. And I think somebody unplugged it or something. Yes, I don't remember. Like, don't quote me on it. But like, I don't remember what happened. But something happened with the magnets, and it just wasn't working. Yeah.
No, yeah. That's just like I said. I'm in awe of that show, and I can't wait. It was just sold out every single night. Even for the new run,
new run, it's get tickets.
Oh, get tickets now!
I'll get them.
Yeah, please do. Yes, please do. But speaking of building sets and all that good stuff, we're gonna play a small little game together that I'm very nervous about. So we're gonna head on over to. We're actually gonna stay right here and play the game. So I don't know where I'm heading to. I know where I'm heading to live. So we'll be back. We're gonna play a game. See you in a bit. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Daniel Does DFW, and here we are for Tool Time. I'm Daniel the Tool Man Taylor with my friend Kae here. We are here to tool around with some tools. I'm so fucking nervous because my dad was not a tool person. No, my dad was a tool person. I was not a tool. I was not a tool. My dad has so many tools. Well, he's dead. Tools. So here's the game. Kae has brought some tools for me today that they use as they make sets or as they do things in their technical life. I don't know. In the bedroom. I don't know.
I didn't bring that.
Oh, no strap-ons today. So they have brought some stuff to show us that is acceptable for the podcast. I have to tell everyone.
My pride flat made it in here. So.
We are the members of the All-American team. We come from cities near and far. We've got gays,
Gays. There are gays here.
Who would have thought? So Kae will be pulling out some tools out of their box. And I have to guess what that tool is. Good luck to me.
You have to give it a name.
I have to give it a name. Okay, here we go. I'm ready for the first toolicito.
We're gonna start really easy.
Okay.
What's this?
I mean, it's a ruler.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a Swanson Speed Square. Thank you.
0.1 for Daniel.
I legit thought this was called like
I should have put tape on all of these.
I mean, it's fine. I won't look at all of them. I was like, is it a corner hugger? It's not a corner hugger.
What's this?
Can you imagine just clunk, clunk? This is called a scrapple. I actually don't know what you do with the. It's nope. It doesn't say it on there. Stanley Steamer.
It's a chisel.
That's what I said. A chisel.
No, you didn't say that.
But
okay.
a scrapple.
Give me
Oh,
that.
okay. Oh.
Be careful.
Okay. I think I use this on the bottom of my feet.
Ew.
It's a.
Technically, yeah.
It's a.
It makes wood curlies.
It makes wood curlies. What is it called when you do it on the bottom of your feet? What's it called? Pet egg. It's a pet. Is it a pet egg? Did I get it right?
It's a planer. It's a rasp. Actually, it's a rasp. It's not a planer. A planer is something completely different because a planer creates planes that are even and flat. That's a rasp. It takes off things that are not
Do you know what's crazy? In Spanish, we make raspas by shaving ice. And so...
That's what... You make them with a rasp.
You learn something.
You actually make them with a planer that is just like the... Yeah, I know.
So that's why they're called raspas?
Raspas, yeah. Okay. What's this?
This is a mini saw for mini.
You're so fucking right.
For small people, is it a mini saw?
It's a mini saw. I don't know why it's so small. I just didn't want to bring a big hacksaw because that's scary to carry around.
Hacksaw.
I don't know if it's actually had some. I don't know. There are so many different kinds of saws, but this is a little saw.
See, I got it right. 0.1 for Dano. Amanda put 0.1. Thank you. Insert that here. Okay, what else you got?
Okay.
I want to say butt plug, but...
Well, it's the same amount of syllables.
What do you do with this? Wait, do I put this at the end of my boat to like...
I mean, you could.
With an anchor?
Mm-mm. That's called... Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's called a plumb bob.
I know a guy who used a plumb bob.
No, ow. That just whacked the shit out of my ribcage. Okay.
Oh, I know this. Hold on, I have to think which one it is. This is an Allen wrench?
No.
Oh, crap. It's a wrench.
Mm-hmm.
A plumber wrench.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically.
What kind of
I think it's technically a monkey wrench.
Monkey wrench.
But now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be.
Oh. This is, it's 14
but
inches.
Yes, that is the wrench that you need for plumbing things.
Yeah.
Okay, what's this?
A clamp thingy, but it's called a...
What's it look like?
A vise? No.
No. Read.
China.
No.
A C-clamp.
Yay!
C-clamp? Digging in these buckets.
It's got a funny name.
It just makes me like needlepoint. A screwy top thingamajig.
Don't talk. You shouldn't talk about people that way, especially when they're sitting right in front of you.
A screwy top. Messy. It's It's
Just give me your best guess.
This feels like I'm in the Addams Family. What's that?
I'm being put in a new direction.
What is it?
It's a turnbuckle.
A turnbuckle.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Okay, what's that?
Oh, obviously a U clamp.
No, that's a shackle.
Not used to them looking like this.
Shit. Okay, what's this?
Oh, obviously it's a hammer.
What kind of hammer?
A round. A bulby hammer.
It's called a ball peen hammer.
Here is where we become rated R. A ball peen hammer. We just gonna call stuff like that, huh? Till people.
Be careful.
We just gonna call a ball peen.
It's called a ball peen hammer.
Because this is
It doesn't mar the surface.
the ball and this is the peen.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's reverse. I'm not sure.
This might be the peen.
Who knows? Maybe it's that. I don't know why it's called this. It just is.
There was something in here that I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? Oh. This is a thingamabob.
It's a drill bit.
Or a drill bit is what
It's
I
a
meant.
drill bit. Okay.
Okay.
Make sure it doesn't say it on here.
Why do I feel like this is what they use at like Breeze?
At where?
Yeah, Breeze. Okay. It's called a pincher.
What are you pinching with that?
I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Oh, does it cut things? No. It's a I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna go. No, I got this. Toenail clipper.
Oh, your toenails must be real bad, girl. These are actually these are called dikes, but they don't like it when you talk about them that way anymore. I'm just kidding. That's what they call them, but the technical name for them, it's like Latin, you know.
Okay.
In scientific names. You know how we call lions, but their name isn't actually lions.
Yeah.
They're called bullnose pliers because I don't know why.
What do you use them for? Do you like pull out nails with them?
I do. Yeah,
Interesting.
you pull things out of there with them. So bullnose dikes.
Bullnose dikes. Well, I'm glad you brought this dike on today, so that
I had to bring my pair of dikes.
so that we could chat about it, and I could learn more about tools. I hope you learned a lot about
Wait,
tools
we're
today
not
too.
done.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay. What's that?
This is obviously a corner saw.
What's this?
Those are called die cuts.
No, these are biscuits. You know,
Like to
like the
eat?
like the English biscuits are like cookies, right?
Yeah.
These are wood biscuits.
What do you do with wood biscuits?
You eat them.
No, you do not.
They're good for you. I'll eat one if you eat one. I dropped it, but I'll eat one if you eat one. Daniel, I can't believe you do that.
Don't eat a wood biscuit. It's not.
Why the fuck would you put that in your mouth, Daniel?
I trusted you.
This is a biscuit joiner. So that cuts the hole for your biscuit.
And what do you do with the biscuits?
You put the biscuit in the biscuit hole. I've actually never used this. I've never had to.
What are biscuits for?
So when you put two pieces of wood together, sometimes you need something to hold them together internally
Okay.
as opposed to externally. So like you put so this is like a way to do that. So you just kind of like.
That makes sense.
It's joinery.
That was a good word. I get that now. So like when you put like a table together and it has like those biscuits that are like
delicious wood biscuits.
They fit together because the table eats the biscuits.
Yeah, this is so interesting to. I hope a lot of you.
Well, neighbor, I hope you learned a lot today.
We've been here
with our friend Kae. Remember to play nice with your tools
and eat your wood biscuits,
and to not be a tool.
Because that would be a tool to the trash. Good shot.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Never.
What a nice set of tools.
Yeah. There's so many more.
Thank you so much for bringing those in. Because I feel like I could now build a set.
Okay.
I feel like I have all the tools necessary.
Do you want to come work for me?
No. Can you imagine? That would be...
No, I can't.
Yeah, I can't even do strike. Like on a show. Like, because the theaters that I work at, like, you have to do strike because we don't have technical people like you that do them yourself. So yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, don't trust me with a drill.
I would trust you with maybe a screwdriver.
Valid. And I did recently have to hang my mom's blinds, and I was like trying to get it into the wall. And I was like reading the instructions, and it was like drill pilot hole. I was like, oh.
Just drill a hole for your pilot.
So, just for those of you that need to know,
drill a pilot hole. Always drill your pilot holes. You'll split your wood.
Drill a hole before you split. What'd you say?
Drill the hole before you split your wood.
Drill the hole before you split your wood.
Hopefully you're not splitting any wood, because that's bad.
I may have split some wood. I'm not even gonna lie.
Probably did.
I'm not even gonna lie.
It's
so,
fine.
if those blinds fall off my mom's house, just her big picture window. Okay, so you were telling me that current projects you are gonna help with the production of Mary Poppins at Water Tower, which that opens when?
July 17th is when that goes up.
Nice.
So soon. Very soon.
Nice.
And then after that, I am designing Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe.
Fun.
Directed by Ashley Gonzalez. And so that's going to be really fun, because that's kind of... I really like designing plays more than musicals, I think. Because a musical is like, you have to have space for everybody dancing on stage. You know, and if you have a small stage, it's kind of...
Yeah.
Everything has to come on and off, you know. But a play, you really... Like, I like creating worlds, you know, and really tying everything in, because it's the first thing the audience sees. You know, they walk in, and unless you've got a curtain there, you know, that's what they're looking at for 30 minutes while they're listening to the house music. You know, like, you establish... You're able to establish so much with set and setting that I think is... I didn't realize how important... I had an appreciation for it, but I don't think I really understood the kind of artistic... You kind of don't have any limits aside from what the director tells you that they want. And so I think creating that world was really fun for me.
How much of that is research that you put in on your own? Like, do you research other productions of it?
Yes, a lot of it is research. There's an element, there's a point in time where the research becomes ingrained in the imagining of the world. So, like, Raisin in the Sun was probably one of my most heavily researched projects, and I mapped out the we were still in tennis court and still not able, we were skipping every second seat. It was so spread out. It was crazy.
But that was the only way we could do it. But the actual shape of the stage was the Red Line District of Chicago. It was based off of that shape of redlining. And when you would watch the show, and it was kind of this happy accident, but one side of the audience, it looked more like you were looking into the house, and then one side it felt like you were inside the house. So the audience was able to walk away with a different viewpoint of that story depending on where they sat. And like, she cooked eggs on the stove and you could smell them, you know, like, I'm really into getting that immersive sensory, like meow wolfy, like you walk through the art and the art is around you kind of thing. Like that's where I can really, like, that's my powerhouse, I think.
That's so interesting. I don't think theaters push that limit enough. Right? I think that they want to.
They're trying.
They want to do a set that is familiar to people, that looks just like a tour or looks just like the original production. And I like that you're willing to push that line a little bit.
I think it's the only way I know how to do anything. It's like, I don't know how to follow. I don't know how to color in the lines. I always want to add a new line. But yeah, it's just, theater has not gone far enough yet as a whole. But I think it's getting there because I think people want an experience that's more than just sitting and watching. Like, they want to feel like they're a part of something. And I think that's really, it's important for building community, one. But I think it's also really important to, I don't know, art teaches so many lessons. If you're not pushing your boundaries with art, then where are you pushing your boundaries at all? Because art is something that at the end of the day, it matters so much because there's no stake. Your art doesn't have to be good to be good. It can just be art, and you can just have fun with it. It's not that serious. And that's what makes good art, is authenticity. And I'm just so, I don't know, I'm really passionate about people being authentically who they are and creating art from an authentic place. Because that's the only way it's ever good. If you look at these great performers, these great musicians, any great artists, the only reason they are great is because they were authentic. And the work that they put out reflected that. And that's what I'm about. I am about authenticity. I'm about being yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's the best version of you.
Do you think a lot of theaters play it safe?
Oh, every single theater plays it safe. But they have to. And the reason they don't necessarily, it's not that they have to. It's the smart thing to do right now.
Why right now?
People aren't. At the end of the day, what keeps a theater open is people buying tickets. Audiences aren't taking enough risks. I don't think it's necessarily the theater's fault. I think audiences like what they like. Audiences are the ones buying tickets. They say what they want to see, so theaters listen. And I, as much as any other theater person, is like, why can't we take more risks? Why can't any of these theaters anywhere in the US right now? I haven't seen a single one take a risk that I'm like, that's gonna go somewhere. That's something different in the way of, it's not being different just to be different. It's being different because it's telling a story, and something that's never been done before. It's the other thing, is people think that theater is up, down, flying, left, right. It's not. Theater is just as much what we're doing right now as anything. Like, we have lights up, we have cameras rolling, we're in a film. Stand-up comedy is theater. RuPaul said that, like, we're all born naked, the rest is drag. Well, we walk through life in a costume, so the whole world is a stage. We're all the players. Like, Shakespeare got it right. So, I don't even remember your question.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
Well,
my answer is yes. I do think theaters play it too safe, but I think the it needs to not all be on the theaters. It needs to be on how do we get audiences to take more chances, because I think a lot of theaters do want to take more risks, but I think that evil element of money is underlying everything, and that's unfortunate because there's so many great ideas that I have, or I hear other people have, and they're like, I just wish I could get somebody to fund it. And it's like, okay, that's a great thing that you have, but me too, you know? And
I think out of everyone though, Water Tower sometimes will take those steps, like the shows that I've seen, like Hand to God, which, you know, I can't see another theater really doing that.
Well,
oh really? Another theater's gonna do it? No?
Oh, no, not that at all. It's just like, well, the price was paid for that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the night that I went, there weren't a lot of people there.
I mean, the price was paid for that.
Really? And I mean, and what's sad is that was one of my favorite shows.
The price was paid for it.
Wow. And then Curious Case, like...
That was my first set design.
Like that, I felt was also another show that, like, you can't really be done at other theaters. You know? And so they're taking Chaplin, a show that, you know, not a lot of... Because it was a premiere. Mm-hmm. And it was a choice.
It was a choice.
I saw that. And, they took a chance on it. You know? Again, something that I think they are willing to take risks sometimes with their choice in shows that I think other theaters aren't willing to take. I mean, even as far as a play goes wrong. You know, I think that's technically difficult, that some theaters wouldn't want to do that. And they may not have the space for it because it is a 2 floors, you know, and it has to be a strong cast. You have to have that timing.
Yeah.
The cast has to be right.
Well, my biggest thing about this past year is all of the one-person shows that we've been doing. And it's given me a lot of space to kind of dramaturg a little bit. Because that's, like, I want to direct and I want to make movies and I want to do every single thing you can do to make a piece of art at some point in my life. You know, like, I want to do it all. And it's so hard to just pinpoint one thing that I want to do because I really do want to... What's that saying about the hands and the pies? I don't get it, but it's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know about the hands of the pies.
Like,
I'll look it up.
When you have a lot of hands in a lot of pies, or it's something about having your hands in pies. And anyway,
eat pies.
Eat cake. But I want to do it all. I want to make art. I want to foster a community that feels safe to be their authentic selves, and one that isn't picking on each other. And I mean, and I'm not talking about DFW specifically, but I feel like people are really quick, you know, with social media and TikTok and all this stuff to really bully other people for really nothing. And I kind of had to step away and pull myself back from social media, and it still gives me a lot of anxiety to even post anything now, which I'm like, okay, what? You know, but I think that a lot of people don't know that it's okay to just be yourself. And I think it's important that people know that. It's hard to live right now. It's hard to be alive. And if we can't make art, then what the fuck are we living for? You know?
I completely agree with that.
Like,
and I think that
love each other, be kind, make your art, be yourself. Those are the only rules.
Well, I think
Daniel and I's cult.
That's the reason we do it, right?
Yeah.
Is because it makes us happy. It pulls out the best part of us.
Yeah, and parts that, like, I was super nervous to get up there and sing that song with you. Because it's a song, that song in particular has made me nervous in the past. But I did it once, it was, I did it twice, it was better. So, like, you have to be, to get better. And
I just want people to know that it's okay to have a space where you can be blah at something, even if you don't want anyone to see it. You know, you can do that. People aren't looking at, that's not your value. You know, like, your value is in what you learn, and your value is in where your soul comes from. Like, I'm getting real hippy dippy in this right now, but
I love it. Love it.
But yeah, I want people to know that it's okay. There's no front that you don't have to put up an artist front to be an artist. You don't have to put up an actor front to be an actor. You can just be, because that's so much. It's so much of art is just being and existing in a world that you create.
Cheers to that.
De nada.
No.
I make gracias.
No, so I want to thank you for being on the show. We are just about out of time. So I loved having you on. Oh my gosh, I feel like we had some really good conversation. You got to tell us all about the things that I didn't really know at all, which is wild to me, knowing you for 10 years. You know, some of the stuff
Mystery.
Yeah. Mysterious person, Kae. Kae. So tell us, I know you said you don't do social media.
I do, but...
Do you have an Instagram or anything that you want to share?
Yeah, it's, how do I pronounce it? Kae Styron.
You want to spell it.
Or you could follow K-Makes. K-Makes is my other one. It's not very active. I'm trying to get back into it and set up my website and everything, so I'll have a whole thing soon. So if you just follow K-Makes, that's...
Yeah. So follow K-Makes on Instagram.
Kae Styron.
Or Kae.
Okay.
And, but no, thank you so much for being on today. Had a blast, a nice kiki with you, drinking some vino, etc. Again, remember you can follow us on our social media at Daniel Does DFW. That's on Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube as well, where you can watch it, or you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Again, give it a big hand for Kae joining us today. And hopefully you know more about tools. Again, because I don't think I remember any of what they said. Maybe one. Maybe. Rasp.
Yay!
I learned something. All right, so we'll catch you next time. Thank you. Bye. Hang on to those teacups.